Shalom, welcome to 6 by 6 That we have 6 days a week, 6 minutes a day, and you get a full idea from the Lubavitcher Rebbe and Elucidating. So just again, running start, a little brief idea. We were talking about why Moses, of course, is so great, everybody knows that. They led the Jewish people for 40 years. And Pinchas, again, he had to self-sacrifice, but it was just a few minutes, an hour, whatever it was, that it took time. But he got to be promoted. Pinchas got promoted to be a Kohen, and Moses was a Levi. I mean, nothing bad about being a Levi, but in any case, that Kohen is even better. Why? And we said that one of the ideas we brought out that was that because Moses always was praying for the Jewish people, and Pinchas acted and did something about to help the Jewish people, and that was an important point. Another point we said was Moses was ready to give up his soul. He said, if the people of the golden calf are going to die, I'm going along. My soul will be destroyed with them. And Pinchas was literally, people were so mad at him, they were ready to kill him bodily, and therefore he was the greater for that. They put his body on the line for the Jewish people. And we'll keep on going with even more differences. That in a more esoteric idea that Moses brought Torah from above, that Torah is from Shemayim, and a Shemayim is from heavenly, and therefore that he brought down Torah. He went up to Mount Sinai, brought down the tablets. He was bringing this holy Torah down to the Jewish people. He taught Torah. You say Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe our teacher. That was his major idea. Again, he led the Jewish people, but the main idea that he was teaching is Torah, that Moses was always the Torah giver, the lawgiver. Many times people say it, but he was the giving of the Torah. Torah is from above, and it comes down to a person. On the other hand, that Pinchas, he says, he worked with the low people. Obviously people were doing wrong. We talked about it before. They were ready to assimilate, intermarry, and he had to deal with them at just the most basic level, and he did deal with them. He was from below, so to speak. He raised up the below, that he just had to deal with people doing something wrong, and he turned them all around and made them better by doing the Torah and the mitzvahs and getting back to a true Jewish life. So again, we see the difference that Moshe from above, which is very nice, is very good to say the least, but on the other hand, Hashem wants a world down here. He wants to not impose, as we could say, impose the idea of Torah and the mitzvahs on the Jewish people. Many times you see that. Again, we even with the golden calf, Moses came down and God spoke to the Jewish people on Mount Sinai. How holy can you get? It really is the most incredible, holiest thing that ever will be, even when the Mashiach comes, that Hashem spoke to all the entire Jewish people. It never is going to happen again. And it was imposed on them to be Jewish and to keep Torah and the mitzvahs. Remember, they were doing nothing in the times of Egypt. They have a Jewish identity, but they weren't doing Torah and the mitzvahs. 7 weeks later, 7 weeks, you don't become a doctor, a lawyer, and you can't become a good Jewish person just in 7 weeks. So it was imposed on them, but it wasn't for themselves in reality. It wasn't for they didn't feel the relevancy of themselves, and therefore just really right after 40 days later, or let's say a month later, the Jewish people just fell down and they were worshiping a golden calf. I'm like, all right, they slipped up here, slipped up there. But they had a terrible, terrible sin of worshiping idols, a golden calf, literally a month or 40 days after they were given the Torah. Why? If God just spoke to them a month before, how can you slip up like this? So in any case, the idea is because it wasn't them. You have to feel for yourself. Again, that when a teacher teaches and a parent also educates the child, but are you going to be real? You have to go out to the world and say, are you really going to live up to the standards of your teachers and your parents? Then we see if you really mean it, if it really bothers you or not. So that's an important idea that we have to keep in mind between the difference between Moses and the Jewish people. So again, we're going to continue with this idea about imposing from above and refining from below, and then we'll take a lesson in our everyday lives.